What would I do with it? What if that wasn't a C? I'm covering on my computer like it's going to change anything. Come on, smart board. If this was in first inversion, what would we do with the C? What did we just say? Flat 2 goes to? Right, but the scale degree flat 2 moves down by diminished third to the leading tone. It should go to the leading tone. You can still bring it to the leading tone, even though we're in root. What can I do with everything else? Yeah, everything, this can still come down to the F sharp, and the E can still either come down to the C sharp. It's not going to actually cause any egregious fifth because it was in a voice, or it could stay there and be the seventh. Okay? So the thing that's different, the thing that seems intense is, rather than having an E stepping up to that F sharp, everything else can stay the same. It's just you get the tritone into the bass note. But that's exactly how Chopin uses it. So it's just one of those things good to be aware of. All right, we got a few more. Let's keep trucking here. How about this one? Again, try to identify it. So is this like, this is hard? Is this hard for you guys? Okay, somewhat hard. Good, is it good practice? It's taking, like, to me it looks like it's taking a lot of time.
I can't remember.
I mean, these ones without the key are a little tough because you also have to try to figure out the context. And of course, I know that we're also dealing with like resolving them. And you maybe haven't dealt with, that in a little while, but I think this is good practice. I am going to give you a bit of this. I'm basically going to give you this for homework, just different chords. Will be one part of your homework. Fret not. I shall also have analysis. Last week's break. More breaks. It's almost over. What chord do we have? Stack it in thirds. Right here, I have a German augmented sixth.
Yeah.
Right here. This is the one. This chord. Where do you see an augmented sixth? Oh, you do, right. Okay, sorry. Good point. But we don't have. We're not in standard. We're not in the standard, are we?
That's right. What I'm.
Okay. All right. So what might we do? We actually saw one of these. I gave you on your last in-class test, right? We had a German augmented sixth that wasn't in a standard voicing. Right? But we still might say the best label for this, if we were going to label it out of context, is a German, right? Now, what you could do is change the inversion around. When you see a German augmented sixth, it's actually a German augmented 653. So you could think about switching around the inversion, and then it ends up being like, because a German 653, it's like a 4/6, raising the root. This has got the inversion switched around, so you could offer a different inversion. Or again, you could identify to the best of your abilities as that German chord, right? All right, now, so if I'm going to do it, and we see it like as a German kind of in a little bit different voicing, but again, it's like this out of context chord, we've got to do our best to identify it. What would I want to do? How would I want to go about resolving it?
Yeah.
Well, let's think, yes, that's actually not a bad plan. attack, let's think about what would have to happen, what should happen. Let's resolve the augmented 6 interval, right? We know we want that to happen. Oops. Of course, we also just talked about the possibility of turning this into a 5-7. So we could possibly turn it into a 5-7 of some kind too. So what else might we do here? What else can we do? Well, we know it should come to some kind of a 5 board, right? So what can I do? Like, just reimagine it. Reimagine it flipped around. What might I want to do with the B flat? What might I want to do with the G? Yeah, what if I bring it to a 5-6-5, right? Or a 5-6, I should say, in this case, and bring this down to the A, right? And we're resolved. Okay? And it's basically just kind of like flipping around the inversion thing, like what would it do? Well, it would have done this, right? Now, it does look a little, one thing that you could notice where this is working going directly to 5, what would have been parallel fifths are now parallel fourths, and parallel fourths are 5, right? Yes, maybe. Good. How about this one? Oh, sorry, we never put the assumption that we're probably in G minor here.
Yeah.
Chord and key. What do we think? It's another German, right? It's standard German. Which of the two key possibilities are we probably in? Probably in F sharp, right? It's a German augmented 6 in F sharp minor. Okay? You've got the D, B sharp, both going to open outward to the C sharp. You've got that F sharp and A. In this case, standard, straight, German augmented 6. Probably going to go to the 164, right? All right. So I think these are very good practice. So I'm going to give you some more of these for homework. I'm also going to ask you some questions about this piece here. And all right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. I've given you the 6th piece, Schubert's Musicale. I'm going to ask you a few questions about the form. You're going to analyze, just so you know, I'm going to have you just do a Roman numeral analysis of the first 3 systems, really. But I'm going to ask you about some of the key areas that are related there, okay? And I'm going to have you do some of these chord resolutions, and that will prepare you, as is on your syllabus. We do have a test scheduled for next week, and I do want to do it. I debated not doing it, but I just think that we should. I think it's good for you guys. I thought about giving you a take-home, but I'm not going to do that either. It's just going to be an in-class portion. It's going to be very much like I'm going to give you some chord on that test. I am going to give you some of these chord resolutions to do because I think you need to practice them. I'll give you a few excerpts with some chords, and I'll give you a piece, a little bit shorter piece that I'll ask you some specific questions about. Not that I want to send you off on Thanksgiving break with a test, but it's just what we got to do. We only have 2 classes left after tonight.
Oh my god.
I know.
What, like forever? We only have 4 Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I hope it's not forever as far as like, but for this class, yeah, no, it's next week, Thanksgiving, and then a week, and then the semester ends on Wednesday. So I want to do the test next time because I want to be able to talk about it. I hate tests that you don't get to hear. I just don't. So I will give you, I could let you print this, but if there's copies, why don't you just take one on your way out, if that's easiest maybe. Because I wasn't sure if we were going to get to it today, so we didn't. So I'll put up some directed questions about this piece. I'll put up some more of these chords. I've got to make another one of these. I'll probably put this all up tomorrow morning, okay? But I promise it won't be too long. And besides that, I will see you next week. All right, have a lovely week. Again, grab one of those on your way out. I will also post it. Yes.
For the test, I'm assuming it would just be everything, or is this a rule that will go all the way through?
It's been what it'll end up doing is most of like the stuff we